All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Schedule 1 Permadeath Perma-Arrest. I've got the game booting up here. A lot of you are going to be joining me from Pal World. Now, in this episode, we got to get our hands on the warehouse. We need it, buddy. We fucking need it, because we have a big surplus of regular cocaine. If we can set up another mixing operation at the warehouse, we can have twice as much Pepsi to sell, right? Enough to even stock up the dealers with it, so that's a pretty important task right now. All right, looks like that redirect worked. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a leak. All right, we're back, my friends. You only know one way to make money. Time to get to work. Yeah, I'm done with Pal World, buddy. I'm done with it. At least for now. We're alive, though. We're alive. We're gonna have an episode 2 tomorrow for the first time in Pal World Hardcore since I started trying to play it. So, huge milestone there. We survived for an entire day. We're like level 32. And we've beaten a bunch of bosses. We have some really powerful pals. So let's see here. It looks like I set everything up. We have our deliveries incoming. We have our mix step 6. We're gonna have a new batch of mix step 8. And today is the day where I can finally get my hands on the warehouse, I think. Once the laundering operations are done, it's Sunday, so past midnight I can deposit 10K. We're getting there. Totally getting there. Anyway, let's seek out some customers, try to sell some stuff, get them more addicted. Recently completed a deal. What time is it? 1:01 p.m. He's more addicted now. Jackie Stevenson wants 1 Pepsi. You got it. That's the thing I love about 8-step mix cocaine is that it takes a long time to produce, but your supply lasts for such a long time because you're only ever selling one at a time. right? Nobody's ever asking for a jar of 8-step cocaine. Nobody. So you get the most out of it, truly.
Okay.
Look at that. We just made 1,400 bucks selling 2 of those. Let's go check on the laundering operations and see how much time might be left before they're finished. 18 hours. They're all selling the Pepsi, too. It's going good. I'm gonna go collect Wei Long's cash. I forgot to grab it the other day. He's fully addicted, so let's just try to sell him some coke. Yeah, the higher, I figured out how that works, Recoil. The higher level you are, the more money customers have. So it lets you directly sell greater quantities of stuff. For example, this is how I found out. So if I have a brick of green crack and I try to sell it to Beth, there's going to be a 0% chance to sell that brick. But right as soon as you get Kingpin rank 7, you no longer need to lower the price to sell that brick. She'll have like a 70% chance. Yeah, so the higher your rank gets, the more money every customer has to spend, so the larger the quantities that you could sell. Oh yeah, let's try to pawn off that shit. The old grow lights that I've had for ages that I'm never gonna use again. These. I at least want half of the value for them. So 320. Oh wow. He gave me 450, that's perfect. We're just fucking turning people into cycloptic ogres today. Yeah, I don't know. I just made up a term. Fuck yeah. How are things going over here? Okay, look at that. We got more jars of product. Beautiful. So she doesn't need that cash in there. Not until her services are required again. So, is this all the Pepsi I have left? Is these 2? Unless there's some, like, in the trunk? Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Alright, let's put this inside. So who still needs an addiction increase, huh? I mean, every customer from every region below the docks is done. We need to get Chris, Hank, Dennis, Allison. Here's Dennis. Sweet. Okay. Allison's done. Dennis is done. The doctor may not be available for an additional trade yet, but we'll be going down to that part of town, I'd imagine. For a deal or two. We'll take Jerry, and we will instead assign Jackie Stevenson to Molly. It won't take effect today, but it'll take effect tomorrow after we've dealt with her. New Uptown customer? Yeah, when do we get those? I need Baron. God, even Donna. Paying fucking like 1,100 bucks for a little bag of coke. Yes. All right. Very good. We got some good deals lined up. I'm gonna buy some of the shit that we need for the warehouse setup. I need 2 mixing stations. Tier 2. And honestly, I think besides the mixing stations, we just need some shelves, right? Very low demand. Yeah, the warehouse isn't gonna require that much. Shit. Anyway, let's check on things real quick. Come on, let me in. All right, we're good. 16 bricks of fool's gold. Oh yeah, look at that, eh? We just have so much more stock. Let's get another delivery of horse semen. Just 160 will do. To the bungalow. Okay. Let's knock on some doors. Ahoy, Toby. Ahoy, yaksamash. Hello, Liz. Good afternoon. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hello again, Gamer Fam and Delta Ray. Good to see you guys. Right on. Hey, Toby. I'm having trouble. I'm spacing out. I haven't okay, so, ja jestem. Ja nie jestem homosexual.
Good job.
Ty jsi homosexual.
Oh, go on.
I'm joking. Ty nie jsi homosexual. Zuzana Neni homosexual. Yeah.
Still remember. I'll teach you more stuff.
Yeah. Me yusme homosexual. We're all gay. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm fucking learning. Let's do these deals. It's finally Monday, so I can deposit 10 grand. Shit. All right. Our laundering operation should be done soon. Pan, I'm in Nova Scotia. Originally, I'm from Ontario, and I have been to Europe before. Yes, I've been to Moravia, I've been to Czech Republic, I've been to Croatia. Yeah. I think that it might be a good idea, Zeus, if we add a review of my Czech knowledge to my daily routine for the 100 days of discipline. Just to make sure it doesn't slip. It was honestly kind of fucked how I couldn't remember that. So let's just go through the list then.
Well, let's do it.
I'll just do it now. It takes like 2 seconds. I just want to make sure, you know. So, ja jestem, I am. Ja nie jestem, I am not. Ty jsi, you are. Ty nie jsi, you are not. On, ona, ono, je, he, she, it is. On, ona, ono, neni, he, she, it is not. And then, me, yusme, we are. Me, ne yusme, we are not. Ve yuste, you all are, and ve ne yuste, you all are not. And then there's a babichka, teta, dieda, which is grandma, aunt, grandfather.
Yes.
And then miminko is like an infant.
Yeah. And then what about mom and dad?
Mom and dad, matka, and otec. Okay. Brater and sestra.
Well, there you go.
Right on. All right, our laundering operations are done. Wait, aren't they? No, 5 hours left on that. I don't know what that notification was that we got. Most likely it was telling me that Dean's deal will expire soon. But yeah, our laundering operations will be concluded very shortly, and we will be able to buy the warehouse. I just don't know if we will right away. I'm gonna want to make sure I have surplus debit money for keeping up operations and stuff. Anyway, let's get back home and go to sleep. Okay. How do you say good night? Dobronoc, Toby. For those of you out of the loop, Zuzi is, he's her nephew.
Is he your nephew too?
He's my nephew too, technically. Okay, laundromat is done. Won't need that till nightfall. Anyway, we should have a new batch of Pepsi today. Let's go recommence those laundering operations. And we might have enough laundered capital to just go ahead and buy the warehouse right now and start setting it up.
Toby told you good night, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. It's awesome how now he gets to see, like, I think last time he came here, I was getting like 7 or 8 views at a time, like 7 or 8 viewers, and now he sees like 35 people in here.
Yeah. That's how we're gonna.
Ah. All right, guys, we got it. We officially have the docks warehouse open for business, ready for use. Now, Hank Stevenson, Chris. I also need to go visit Carl and Jack, but first, we have time. I can still visit Carl Bundy today, even if I delay it for a little bit. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna see if it's time for a new delivery. Let's see how the mixing goes. It is definitely time for the next delivery, so let's get it. We need motor oil, 160. Followed by Coke, 160. Yeah, so... Bungalow... No, not to the bungalow, to the barn. Yes. Loading dock 2. Hell yeah. Okay, things are going good. Let's fill up that shelf with regular cocaine for the next round. Beautiful. Still doing pretty good on this stuff here. Sweet. Anyway, let's get out of here. We got shit to do today. Moving from Canada to Europe, best thing ever. I mean, inflation's bad no matter where in the world you are right now, right? And obviously, Europe has its own brand of corporate political corruption, free speech issues, wasting money by sending it to Ukraine, all that, right? But honestly, in Europe, when the vaccine mandates were a thing, people weren't fired for refusing the vaccines. So Canada's totalitarianism is, objectively speaking, far, far worse than anywhere in Europe. So it's just, yeah, we're gonna be moving to the Czech Republic, and it's gonna be better for us. And there's already a sweet setup there where her parents, like, the family owns an apartment and they rent out, like, everybody has their own flat. So we're gonna have our own flat. It's, you know, it's already furnished and stuff. We've been there before, we're comfortable there. And we'll just have to pay, like, the utilities, get our own groceries. Yeah. Our standard of living will be a lot better. Right here in this house, it's old, everything's broken down. My mom works sporadic hours, like typically 7 to 7 nights or days, so we're often getting woken up by her, whether she's leaving for work or coming home from it. There's gonna be a lot of positives to moving to Czech. Peter. All right, let's take a look here. Jack, we need to visit Jack. Carl is now 100% addicted. We need to visit Jack and Hank. Yeah. It looks like Hank might be buying drugs right now already. Okay, there we go. An entire shelf of Pepsi. Let's get it out of here. Gonna need the van, and I'll also visit Jack while we're down here getting the van. If he's where I think he's gonna be. Geraldine's Poontang. Damn, Jack's not here. Maybe he's at the other clinic downtown. Either way, let's grab the van. And I need to get a delivery of baggies from Oscar. 160 baggies sent to the storage unit. And let's make sure that gets outputted to the proper destination and that the handler is ready to unload it when it gets there. Loading dock 1. Yeah, that's proper. Okay. Okay, there. Yeah, Canada was so fucked during the pandemic, dude. Like, Trudeau was giving a speech about how the like, he was proud of it. He said the unvaccinated won't be able to get on a plane, they won't get on a train, they won't get on a bus. And every single nurse, police officer, firefighter, grocery store worker, everybody everywhere who didn't get the vaccine was fired because of it, lost their jobs. Like, as though the Nuremberg Code did not exist, you know? It was absolutely fucking monstrous what was done.
Never mind the trucker convoy, everything that happened afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, the mask mandates stayed a thing after everybody around the world realized, wow, the masks don't work.
Yeah. It's because Canada, Canada's processed food standard is almost as bad as the United States food standard. So we have kind of a similar level of retardation and willful ignorance here. It's comparable, right? The woke shit where it's like men can be women and women can be men that you find, like that type of delusion that you find in the United States, you also find it here. And you also find like hate speech laws here, not as bad as the UK, mind you.
Worse than the US though.
Worse than the US though.
Yeah, in the US, speech is restricted than here.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that, Pan. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be way better for us. I'll still be able to do my YouTube there. In fact, the internet that we're going to have there is going to be leagues better than the internet we have here. It's going to be largely a net positive. Okay, there we go. The product is on the shelf. The Pepsi. And we're about to start making a lot more Pepsi. We're gonna gear up the warehouse for mixing operations. We don't need much, mind you. Now, is it already past 8? No, I need to buy some shelves. We'll just get 10. I mean, on a long enough timeline, I'll need the shelves anyway, right? So. The process of retardation is a global phenomenon. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I see it all over the world. This notion that Trump is somehow an evil dictator is literally so pervasive. It's everywhere. Even though everything he does indicates the contrary. It's honestly unbelievable, the amount of delusion that revolves, like it's political extremism caused by media indoctrinations, we know this, but it's scary how many people are have been like fully subject to and influenced by those indoctrinations. There's almost no resistance in people, like, to question things. It doesn't seem like the norm to have critical thought.
Well, yeah, common sense is... In fact, it's becoming rare sense.
Yeah.
It goes way beyond... It's gonna be something in a year, you know? It's completely lost.
Yeah.
And it's obvious during
The pandemic was...
a turning point.
It was when we realized how scary things really were. Yeah. The pandemic was where you finally saw, like, wow, it actually is this bad. Alright. I might do, like, a tiny grow op there at the warehouse, but we really don't need much. Let's get a cleaner. We already got 2 chemists. We'll get 2 handlers. We got a lot of deals lined up. Let's go to the warehouse and start to set things up there. I don't really need to bring the van. Although, you know what? I think I'll do my deals, then we'll go to sleep, and then we'll start setting up the warehouse. There's no rush to get it set up, you know? No rush at all. We're just gonna make sure that we've bought everything we need. Okay. Let's go buy our grow op shit. After we get these deals done. I guess nobody's showed up for the deals yet. Kathy has. Good girl, Kathy. She voted for Trump. All right. It is by the people, for the people. Well, that is a perspective, hockey and beer, but the problem with politics is that we're all subject to the whims of it. If we have corrupt rulers, then, well, our whole lives are going to know that corruption, right? Unfortunately, we have a civic duty to at least be aware of the political situation and to develop an opinion about it. Anything less is willful ignorance, which is a form of evil. It's what's called a sin of omission. A sin of commission is when you walk up to somebody and you punch them in the face, right? It's like a deliberate act of evil. But a sin of omission is when you know something evil is happening, but you ignore it and don't do anything to stop it. So like watching a woman get fondled on a train, that would be like not interfering in it. That would be a sin of omission. And that's that's kind of what willful political ignorance is. Idiocracy was indeed like a documentary. Yeah.
It was a really scary prophecy because we're hurtling towards it. Speed that we didn't foresee.
Yeah, same here, Pan. Never got it. Love my country, hate my government. Words to live by. Yeah. All right, let's get 20 soil. Well, we can't fit it. Let's get 10. That'll fit. Okay, we have all of our grow op stuff. We're not going to be growing that much. But let's go do these deals now that we bought all that shit. Huh, who's supposed to be here? I don't know. Let's do the others. That's what's really great about Trump's victory, is that it proved that the majority of Americans were paying attention and they recognized how they were getting fucked over every year by the corruption of the Democrats. And now Doge is basically confirming for everybody to see that there was rampant nepotism, corporate collusion, self-interest, motivating political decisions instead of community interest, right? Doge has uncovered already, they're saving like $500 billion for taxpayers per year, and that number is projected to reach like into the trillions over the next couple of months.
For the US.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to live.
Oh, not with that processed food standard. I wouldn't want to live there. But RFK is dealing with it.
Probably still gonna take it something substantial.
Not a decade, no. You'd be surprised what a dedicated Secretary of Health can do in 4 years. Yeah, RFK is the first Secretary of Health in the country's history to actually side with doctors, like nutritionists, and want people to be healthier.
Something doesn't accidentally happen to it.
Yeah, well, yeah, assassination's a prevalent worry. I mean, fuck, they went after Trump twice before the election. Now, where is my van? Dude, where's my car? I don't know where I left it. I might have parked it near the warehouse or something. But we have some Pepsi getting bagged up here. Things are going smoothly. Let's just leave that going. His cabinet picks are all underqualified? Well, maybe. I know that the Secretary of Defense that he chose is actually a war veteran. That was a good decision. Tom Homan is speaking for himself. Obviously, a shitload of illegals are getting deported. He's merciless about it, but that's what the country needed, right? And RFK wants to hold various industries to account. He actually wants to get rid of GRAS certification for food companies. He also wants to increase regulation in the FDA, and he wants to retroactively go back. Every food ingredient that was generally recognized as safe with that loophole, he wants to go back and thoroughly test it. Honestly, the industry's gonna hate him when this is all over.
Oh, they already hate him.
They already hate him. And you can kind of see that in the mainstream media slandering. Like, Trump has made some good fucking picks for things. And, I mean, with the success of Doge as well, that's just another appointed position that's working out. Like, it's working out really well. Elon did a good job. Now Elon's going back to his own responsibilities like SpaceX. But there's a huge team that already has the ball rolling at Doge, and they're just going to keep it rolling. Bunch of young guys, bunch of young nerds, idealists who actually believe they can make a difference, and it's working out. I fucking saw those guys quote, make a Lord of the Rings joke in a meeting, in a video. It's like fucking phenomenal. Regular people who care about the country but are a little smart.
Well, the thing is, sometimes you need old blood just keeps doing the same old things.
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny that. Recoil. I can neither I've never heard that. I've never seen it myself. But there are implications with fentanyl. Like, if you get fentanyl off the streets, you're not just preventing overdoses, you're preventing shootings. You're preventing gang wars, right? You're preventing murders over the drugs. So, I mean, the projections long term could be staggering, right?
But we're not experts, right? It's no one's.
Yeah.
We can't foresee what will happen. So don't know everything.
All right, here we are. Oh shit, I forgot my shit. All right, we have to go get the shit. It sucks because I brought the van here, but I'm worried that there's gonna be a police barricade. I don't want there to be a police barricade in the road when I come back with my van later. I've never found a way to drive the van through there and get through the barricade. Did he say 258 million lives? Well, let me look that up.
So everyone can sometimes.
I'll just look it up. Pam Bondi. She did say that Trump has saved 258 million lives. Yeah. What did she say exactly? Because I would want to see the whole quote. Because she could be referring to every change Trump has, like, she could be saying he's saving America in general. I've noticed this about media. They'll give you a little snippet like, Trump is addressing the fentanyl problem. We got this much off the streets. Therefore, Trump saved 258 million lives. When really there's 2 sentences between both halves that they cut out so that it makes it look retarded. I've seen this. I would actually have to see the whole podium talk in order to know for sure.
Well, yeah, the thing is,
I've seen them twist words. Like, I remember that fucking, it's gonna be a bloodbath. He's talking about fucking the auto industry, right? The tariffs on the auto industry, but they were like, oh my god, he's gonna kill us all in gas chambers. Yeah, like I can't believe anything the media reports on Trump now. There's just been too much stupid slander where when you pick it apart, it's not what they, you know, it's not nearly what they were trying to convey.
yeah, when you listen,
It's entirely possible that Pam Bondi's context was like, it's a great thing he got voted in because he's saving America right now. I will bet you dollars to donuts that that's what it was. That he's saving all of America.
there's probably a wider context.
Yeah, mainstream media avoids context. They'll do whatever they can to make them look stupid. Well, you've watched the clip, but it's called a clip for a reason. It's been edited. And I would need to watch, like I said, the entire podium speech before I came to any conclusions. I will not believe a mainstream media clip. I will not. They always pervert context, always.
And there's also something to be said about why get hung up on one little sentence if the actions themselves are good.
Yeah, well, that is also true. Zuzi said, why get hung up on one like, even if she did misspeak, why get hung up on that if something good is being done? Like, why bother picking it apart if the end result is something that is good for people?
When Trump is speaking, sometimes he's like meshing millions of $billion. Like,
Yeah.
like what numbers is he even saying right now? But that doesn't.
All right, we're gonna put this shit over here. Move it back by 1. I want to have a gap over there because sometimes the trash goes through the wall if you don't do that, you know? So we're just gonna make sure the trash can't go through the fucking wall. There we go. We need trash cans to be purchased. Well, sure, Recoil, sure, but this is not something I'm gonna believe, though. I've seen the media lie too many times. Like, as far as I'm concerned, at this point, if anybody is against Trump, it's because they're just believing everything the news tells them and they're not actually looking at what's being done.
What's the alternative? The alternative is the Democrats that would have kept the borders open.
The alternative is Democrats, which left the borders open and caused the fentanyl crisis in the first place.
This is the problem with the two-party system. It's evil.
Yeah. All right, we have those there for the ingredient deliveries. This is where the mix is gonna be. This is where the output is gonna go. I could switch, like, I could rotate them like this. May as well. Makes it look cleaner. Yeah, let's get Joe back in. That was going so great.
We do want more gap compilations. They're amazing content.
One thing that I need to point out is that if Trump was corrupt and he was working for evil interests, then why would the media slander him? We all know that the media is largely state funded and that they do whatever, they say whatever they're paid to. And we know that the media has supported corrupt presidents in the past. So if Trump was truly corrupt and he was controlling the media and manipulating the economy and just serving his own self-interest rather than the will of the people, why wouldn't the media support him?
Oh, they'd love him.
They'd love him. And that's the narrative that would be created if it was true.
That's why independent media is so important. That was the whole point of
Yeah.
is that they're independent and they're supposed to be unbiased.
Okay. Put that here. Deposit the soil. Those. Well, yeah, but recoil, it's getting results, and we can't argue with the results. We can't. And why not let somebody young in? Why not let a young idealist use their young ideals and vigor, their youth, to do something good for the country?
Well, also,
Passion is in young people. Old people get cynical.
also, the big balls prove that he's insanely smart and has an. I mean, he ciphered the
Big Balls, yeah. Zuzi's saying that Big Balls has already proven his intellect by literally deciphering ancient scrolls.
that nobody else could figure out.
That nobody else could figure out. That's a weird take. Recoil, that's a really weird take. Well, okay, but Recoil, the people with experience are the people causing all the problems. Like in 2016, Trump didn't even have any political experience. And when he came in, he was being told who to appoint where. And because he did that, the corruption continued like normal. He was very outspoken about the fact that this time he made personal appointments because all the people whispering in his ear for the appointments of the 2016 presidency, it was all just, it was to maintain the corruption and keep it going business as usual. The thing is that the experienced politicians are the ones that have caused this rampant inflation, the open border crisis, you know, the reduced standard of living, the horrible food standard that's giving everybody mental illnesses and chronic diseases. Like, that is what experienced politicians get you. Most politicians are nepotistic welfare babies who are leveraging state power for their own benefit against the goodwill of the people. And that's it. You don't want experienced politicians anymore. At least you shouldn't, because their track record speaks for itself. All right, now I need to go buy some trash cans. And I will also need to buy some seeds. All right, let's get a delivery here. A delivery of fertilizer, so we'll get 60 fertilizer, 30 soil. Over to the warehouse. All right, let's get out of here with the van. He is a veteran, though. Who is more qualified than a veteran to be the Secretary of Defense? It doesn't, you know, I don't know, you're nitpicky. I can tell you're one of those anti-Trump folks. It's just like you can't change your way of thinking because media is so deeply ingrained into it. You can't separate what you believe from what you've been told to believe. I don't think you know where that line is, Recoil. No offense. Maybe a little offense. I don't think you know where that line is that distinguishes what you believe from what you've been told to believe. All right, now. My next task, I'm definitely gonna need to visit the barn. And I need to buy coca seeds from Salvador. So we're gonna arrange a meetup so I can pay cash for it instead of using debit funds. Where does he want me to meet him? Okay, the west area. We'll deposit this right here. Now I can buy the 6 stacks that I need. Oh, okay, I can be searched. May as well. And then I can hop back over when I'm on my return trip. All right, we got our coca seeds. I should be able to hop back over this barrier without getting searched now. They already searched me once. All right. Now, what else do I need? We got the grow supplies brought over there already. We have the fertilizer going. We have the soil going. We have the seeds on me. So at this point, pretty much all we have to do is take this stuff over there. And we have to go back to the barn and just check on things there. Probably we're going to have to order the next batch of ingredients. But we'll get visual confirmation first. Well, yeah, but you got to watch out for comedy. The Comedy Central is more indoctrination. I mean, like, think about John Oliver, right? John Oliver could not have mainstream media's fist further up his ass, right? Everything, like who is it? Stephen Colbert and John Oliver, they used to be centrists. They used to be respected, right? But Stephen Colbert literally had a musical song and dance number to promote the greatness of vaccines during the pandemic. When they weren't even working. When they weren't tested for safety. They only had emergency use authorization, so they were never tested during the pandemic. So he couldn't have known they were safe, even though he claimed that they were. And they weren't even preventing transmission. And it's debatable whether or not they were even reducing the severity of COVID-19. So, like, when you combine all these different factors, like, I wouldn't even trust those guys on Comedy Central, especially, you know, like, John Oliver, no way. And, and what's funny is Jon Stewart, he is actually a reliable sort of middle-of-the-road guy. He's not completely overtaken by ideology to the point where he can't see things for the way they are sometimes. You know, he gets a lot of things right. Sometimes he doesn't, but sometimes he does. And I feel like Jon Stewart and Bill Maher are kind of the same in that way. They're left-leaning, but they can concede when Democrats are being absolutely insane, and they can admit when Trump is doing a good job. And I feel like John Oliver and Stephen Colbert don't have that quality. So I would honestly be very skeptical about whatever you hear from Comedy Central.
So there are opinions. You're not facts.
Facts speak louder than opinions do. And I mean, the fact is, Doge is uncovering a lot of waste. It's making things better. Like, these things matter. The facts matter. Illegal immigration is way down. The food standard, therefore the health standard, therefore obesity rates are all going to improve with RFK's plans. I mean, Zuzi and I recently did a video on that. A comprehensive video, a deep dive into the changes that RFK wants to make. Oh, Shorty, by the way, buddy, thank you. I was looking for your message the other day. I needed to remember what my alphabetical mix was. Now, I didn't end up using it, but yeah, I found your message and I was like, oh my God, there it is. I gotta thank him next time I see him. Yeah. Oh, the trust is largely gone now. Yeah, for... You can't stand anti-vaxxers. Well, I mean, I also, though, I think it's stupid to vaccinate a baby for hepatitis C. Like, unless they're going to be using heroin needles, there's no good reason to do it. I think that it is... There's too many vaccines for babies. There simply are. Like, they don't need them. And the simple truth is, we don't really know the long-term effects of vaccinations all that well.
We know some.
We know some. We know some, but not all of them. And there are unknown risks. There are.
Yeah, like the hepatitis vaccine, why?
The hepatitis vaccine just should not be there for kids at all. Most of the vaccines aren't needed. I would say the only necessary ones are like tetanus, measles, polio. You know, like there's certain diseases where it makes sense to inoculate yourself against it. But COVID was a common cold.
Smallpox.
Like, well, smallpox is debatable.
Chickenpox is fine. Smallpox is deadly.
Yeah, smallpox can be deadly.
But, like, a child is expected to get, like, 36 vaccines in the first 6 months of life or something like that.
Yeah, apparently in the first 6 months of a child's life, like in the first 6 months of an infant's life, they're expected to get like 30 vaccines.
Possibly more. I don't know the exact number, but it's too much.
It is too much. Yeah, like the problem is there is a faith in science that shouldn't be there. It's unwise to have a faith in science because science is unfortunately bought and paid for. Study results are manipulated. Look at the FDA's GRAS system. It's called generally recognized as safe, and basically that's not a classification that the FDA gives to a substance. Rather, it is a set of rules which allows a corporation to hire its own expert, and then if that expert says it's safe, then that's it. They don't need third-party verification. They hire their own expert, they pay them whatever they want, they get the result that they want, and they don't even have to tell the FDA they've done this. They literally are allowed, through the GRAS method, to self-certify the safety of their ingredients in the food companies. And the pharmaceutical companies can do the same thing. So there are a lot of things that we assume are safe because they've been tested by experts. But science can be bought and paid for. Study results can be bought and paid for.
Not only that, but science, part of science is that things are not absolute 100%. Don't know everything.
Yeah, well, it was smart not to get the COVID vaccine back then. It only received emergency use authorization. It was not tested. There was no clinical proof of its safety or efficacy when it was rolled out. It was entirely an experiment, entirely. In fact, it didn't receive full approval until like 2024, like late 2024. And until then, all it had was emergency use authorization. And now we know that there were a ton of ill effects caused by it. A ton. There were clots, there was myocarditis, there's apparently gray matter shrinkage involved in some of them, like... Alright, now, we're ready to start setting things up here. But first, let's go do our deals. We should have all the product that we need. And when, you know, we're gonna go to the barn as well and order whatever we still require. See, I'm not an anti-vaxxer necessarily, but the people who make vaccines are people I would not trust with my child's health.
I'm a vaccine skeptic.
I'm a strong vaccine skeptic because I know that science is bullshit. I know that study results can be bought and paid for. I know that pharmaceutical companies have a motivation for profit, not public health, right? Like that's common sense. I think everybody knows this. And I don't attribute blind faith to corporate interests. It's just not wise at all. All right, we have a lot of dealers that are running out of product. We'll give them more tonight. So let's move all of this mix step 2 over here. The next things we need are paracetamol and gasoline, but I actually have 8 gasoline here. So we'll move that over to the second shelf. And then all I have to do is get a delivery of paracetamol brought here. We need 160 paracetamol in loading dock 1. Okay. So this is all set up and good to go. And we finally got rid of that excess gasoline that we accidentally bought all those weeks ago. I need these 3 trash cans. We're gonna take these over to the warehouse. So everything here is ready. It's gonna continue on business as usual. We still have a lot of fertilizer and seed, but soon enough we will have to top those off. Oh, well, we have some right here. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. Yeah, but there were people who wanted to get their kids vaccinated for COVID because of misinformation too. It's like that pendulum swings both ways, buddy. The sad truth is, if mainstream media remained credible and didn't destroy its credibility with blatant lies on the topic of Trump and Republicans and far-right shit, then people would have believed mainstream media. Well, and also, that's the problem, is that they pushed vaccines that they didn't even know were safe. They were blatantly lying. And that left a dirty taste in everybody's mouth. I'm not surprised that faith in, you know, that public faith in mainstream media has waned as much as it has. It makes perfect sense.
That's because it did just propaganda machine.
It is a propaganda machine at this point, yeah.
When all you're getting is a perspective from one side and one side only, no, it's propaganda.
Yeah.
They should be reporting without an obvious.
All right, we have that guy all set up, but we are going to need probably a couple of cauldrons and a couple of... 9, 18, 27, 36. Yeah, we'll get 2 cauldrons and 2 ovens. All right, now we need that shelf with these pots for the other one. Yeah, I'm of that mind, Pan. I think that the ultimate goal for the pharmaceutical industry is to create lifelong customers. I don't think there's any other motive to what they do. It's just a for money business. There's no virtue in it. There's no higher calling. It's just money, money, money. Whatever will make the shareholders happiest, you know? Okay, now... let's get out of here and go do our deals, and then we'll go to sleep. We'll come back and we'll continue trying to set this up. And I do have to resupply the dealers today. Fortunately, we have a whole bunch of bricks, a fool's gold made. We also have a shitload of bagged up Pepsi. All right. So Brad's out. Pretty much everybody needs a full top up, excepting Benji Coleman, but still, we're gonna give them all the same amount. And we'll grab the... Let's see here. So I'm gonna want to give everybody one... How many dealers do we have? 5. So we need 5 stacks of Pepsi and then the bricks. So right now we have enough inventory space for all that. I'll do my deals first, get them out of the way, and then we'll resupply the dealers. What? Hey, we just got raided. Right on. Curdled milk. Hello, buddy. How are you doing today? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. What's going on? Well, we're playing a little bit of Schedule 1 and we're talking shop. Talking about how ridiculous the vaccine mandates were. Also talking about the mainstream media lies revolving around the COVID vaccine. How they overstated the safety and efficacy of those vaccines. And Trump derangement syndrome we're also talking about. Yeah, he's doing too many good things to overlook. And we're picking apart the narratives that oppose him pretty much. The illegal immigrant situation is being solved. Doge is uncovering tons of waste and fraud. And a whole bunch of nepotistic welfare babies are currently losing the cash cow that they have in government, right? US aid was a big one. On top of that, RFK is going to make leaps and fucking strides for the health standard. We already know this. Zuzi and I did a video on it, a deep dive into all of the changes he intends to make. And on top of that, there's one more. I don't fucking remember. Either way, yeah. It might be disproven, Recoil. But it's not like you did that study yourself. And we already talked about the generally recognized as safe loophole. All they would have to do is hire their own expert, get the result they want, and then they could tote that around as fact. Hell yeah, Curdled. Well, you take care for now, buddy, and thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Big time. Damn straight I'm Shaggy. Hell yeah. Most importantly, like, I don't really care about the vaccine's autism link, but I do know that processed food and all the chemicals therein cause retardation in people. It causes mental illness and chronic diseases. Like, nobody can refute this. It's obvious. When you insert chemicals into a biological entity, it causes mutations and defects. That's simply fact. It's simply fact. It can't be refuted. It can't be contested. It's what happens, right? And I would encourage anybody who disagrees to look at what chemistry is. It is the inserting of chemicals into other chemicals to produce effects, byproducts, and results, right? So no matter what you put in your body, you're going to alter your physiology. And there's way too many chemicals in processed food. It is on its face. It's dangerous, unreliable, and there is not enough regulation for the chemicals in processed food these days. That GRAS certification for the FDA is monstrous. Monstrous. They can literally hire their own expert in order to declare something safe for human consumption. And they don't need to involve a third party. They don't need to inform the FDA that they've done so. All they need to do is give this quote-unquote expert enough cash to say what they want. And that's the actual reality of it too. Like, that's how it works. It's generally recognized as safe certification. It used to be reserved only for things like vinegar, salt, generally recognized as safe, right? They figured it was self-evident that those things were safe, but they started applying the generally recognized as safe label to things that should not have it. Polyricin currently found in chocolate is one such a chemical. And essentially what polyricin is It is a chemical that is used as a chocolate substitute. Basically, they can save money on cocoa by inserting polyricinoleate, and it simulates chocolate. It's literally fake chocolate that they are passing off as real chocolate to save money. And it has never been tested for safety at all. And this is in the chocolate bars that us and our children are eating, right? So, really fucked up world we live in. Yeah. Zuzi and I had COVID too, Gamer Fam, a few times. It was never too bad.
Well, we had it once that we know of.
Yeah.
Point is, it was greatly overblown.
Aspartame. Yeah. Well, sugar is one of the most addictive substances in the world. And it does cause a lot of damage metabolically, but aspartame is no better. It's arguably worse. Every time I see like a 400-pound person like on public transportation, they always have a grocery bag from the drugstore with like 4 2-liters of Diet Coke in it. Like it causes extreme addiction. It's sweeter than sugar, so it sparks and causes like lightning to go off in their head, addiction wise.
That's why Diet Pop is so addictive.
Diet Pop is extremely addictive. Aspartame is in the same classification as monosodium glutamate. It is classified as an excitotoxin. All right, we have enough product for everybody. Let's grab their cash, give her that, and we'll give all of them 4 bricks of meth. And Recoil, one thing I wanted to tell you, because I knew that you told me you vaped yesterday. You should look up, what's it called? It's called like pneumothorax or something. And it's when your lung collapses, and there's a lot of people who have been vaping for a long time, they are getting collapsed lungs. So I just think that that's something you need to be aware of. There are people who did not smoke cigarettes at all. Like, it's becoming a common thing for people who vape. So just don't assume the safety of it. Vaping it's probably going to be proven to be just as bad as smoking soon enough. It may not cause cancer, but I mean, if your lungs are collapsing, that's no better, right? So just, I don't know, consider trying to quit. It can only be a good thing if you do. Probably be better off actually like injecting the nicotine into your veins, because I know nicotine has neuroprotective effects. Nicotine is addictive not for... Like, it's addictive because it's neuroprotective. We all end up noticing that we have smoother neurology when we smoke cigarettes, and that's what keeps us going back. So if you want the neuroprotectivity aspect, then probably the best thing to do would just be injections of nicotine. I'm not hardcore enough for that, but yeah, we don't need to smoke the cigarettes or do any of that shit or the vaping necessarily. Like, there are alternative means of intake. Now, I think Brad Crosby is the last dealer I have to visit. Popcorn lung. Especially chocolate to improve consistency and texture.
But that doesn't mean it's safe.
It's derived from castor beans, soybeans, or sunflower seeds and helps to create a smoother, more flowable chocolate. It is literally uses in food, reduce viscosity, making it easier to mold and process. It enhances stability and texture. Like, they're putting it in to solidify the chocolate bar. And look at what I said below. PGPR is generally recognized as safe by regulatory bodies like the FDA and is considered safe for human consumption.
So there's no...
They've abused GRAS in more ways than one. It literally, if you scroll down, it says that. It's everywhere, buddy. Like, nothing is really safe. If it comes from the FDA or the pharmaceutical industries, then the one thing we can be sure of is it hasn't been tested for safety. The thing is, the fertility crises that we are facing now could be because of vaccines and processed food. We can't pinpoint the source of, like, think about every developed country. It doesn't matter whether you're in Europe, it doesn't matter whether you're in North America. Everywhere developed where vaccinations occur, everywhere where there's processed food, there's a fertility crisis. However, one thing that's interesting to note is that fertility crises are less in Europe than they are in North America. So we could attribute that to our heavier vaccination rates, or we could attribute that to our worsened processed food standard. What we can't do is deny it. You know what I mean? We live in a dangerous place.
Don't forget that of all of them.
It could be a mix of all of those different factors contributing to the totality of the reality, yeah.
Well, no issue is just one thing, right? Like the river of the issue are pouring in.
Yeah. The bottom line is that the world we live in is damn dangerous. And the authorities that are meant to regulate corruption are corrupt. And that's a very scary reality. And that's why Trump is doing a good thing. Like, the thing is, Trump wants to rid wasteful government spending. That's taxpayer dollars that are going toward transsexual drag shows in Haiti. We don't need that, right? He wants to get rid of illegal immigrants. He wants to fix the food standard, make America healthy. RFK is passionate about this. A lot of people don't know this. RFK is an outdoorsman. He lifts weights. He is a very healthy man, and he's inherited a lot of the idealism from his ancestor, which is important. But there's definitely, there's a lot of people that are getting deflated lungs, like collapsed lungs from vaping. Correlation isn't causation, but it's a reason to look into it. Anyway, let's keep on working on our setup here. I need to reinitiate laundering, and I should also save and quit, actually. We're just going to quit the game and load back in, because it looks like Molly is stuck over there. Although, she may have only been stuck because she was waiting for a customer to show up. We're just going to make sure, though. We're going to make damn sure. All right, now. All right. Hang on. I'm going to try to get into the warehouse. I forgot to get the oven and shit. All right, there we go. Oh, no, I was almost in. Fuck. It's really hard to do. Very hard to do. All right, we got in. Now we're gonna buy 2 cauldrons and 2 ovens. And I think that's all we need. Okay. And I should get another delivery of horse semen. 160 horse semen delivered to the bungalow. Doubtless we need more. anyway, Recoil. You've been chill. Like, I've liked hanging out with you. It's just now I'm on guard because I know that there's like this snake in the grass quality where you've been absorbing Democrat media and I don't know what to think of it, right? So I like having you here. I want to keep on chilling with you. And I'm just hoping that you'll observe Trump's presidency and judge the results rather than judging the people getting them. If you catch my meaning, like that's what I hope you'll do, is you'll observe the results of Trump's presidency and the many people he appointed. And that hopefully one day you'll be like, you know what, things are improving. And maybe the demonization of them was not entirely justified, if at all, right? That's
civil discourse is important, right?
Yeah.
As long as no one's insulting anyone.
Yeah. All right, we finally have the equipment here. Let's get everything set up. Okay, he's set up. Now the other chemist. Done. These 4 plants are going to get outputted to that cauldron. And then these 4 plants outputted to this one. Grab that. We got to put it right here. Between these. Right in the middle. And then it'll pick up any jerry cans. Any jerry can trash that gets put there. We're going to need a delivery of gas. We'll get 160 gasoline brought to the docks warehouse. And then we're going to have a handler put that gasoline... I guess I could do it. Not really necessary. Let's assign these guys to beds. Yeah, we'll put them right here. The 2 handlers. Yeah, that's one thing about Australia that's given me pause. Australia and Canada had the same election result. Basically, the Conservatives were massively ahead in the polls, and it looked like it could only go one way. And then in the end, there was a surprise Democratic victory, like an upset victory. And I suspect foul play from the World Economic Forum, personally. I don't really see it being an authentic victory. But... I mean, it is what it is. They're in office now. Nothing could be done about it, so. And I think that somehow that planned victory in the USA just didn't end up happening.
news about how it's gonna turn out in Czech because in October, September or October, a boat.
Yeah. I'm gonna move these back by 1. Like that. Now, deliveries. Horse semen, gasoline. They're probably still mixing right now. I saw that they were still unloading the paracetamol this morning, so that's probably going to take some time. But we are more or less ahead of things here. So, loading bay 1. Dock 0? That's weird. Okay, well, it's called Dock 0. I don't know why it's called Dock 0, but we're gonna just assume it's loading dock 1, and then this one over here. Hopefully on the phone it still says loading dock 1 and 2. Docks where, yes, it does. Okay. We're just gonna do a quick clear trash here. Actually, no, we're not. Yeah, we are. Holy fuck, just looking at that, it's making my head spin. All right, done. Now, let's get the botanists working. They need to start growing. They have 3 days worth of wages. Same with the cleaner. We still got 2 hours before that shit arrives. And then these lab ovens temporarily are going to output to this shelf right here. That shelf gets outputted here. This gets fed into the second one. I need to move these back, I think. Loading dock 1. Loading dock 2. It looks like I only assigned 3 plants to one of the cauldrons. No, we're good, buddy. We're good. They all have an output destination. Okay. Those are getting outputted to that shelf. Those are prepared. She is loading onto the first mixing station. Wait. Yeah. And then this guy loads onto the second. It's a humble little setup where we can take our surplus product and mix it, you know? We have tons of cocaine already prepared, so we're gonna order the delivery stuff here. Right now, we need motor oil brought to the docks warehouse in loading dock 1. And then we need coke brought to the docks warehouse in loading dock 2. All right. Oh, Taco Week. Hell yes. I'm very excited for Taco Week. That's always what we do. Okay. Let's get the handlers moving, I suppose. We will have those deliveries soon. And we'll do the same thing. 3 days wages for now, just to get them started. Those deliveries will be here soon. I need to go check on things at the barn. And I also, while I'm at the barn, need to bring cocaine here for mixing. Yeah, we're gonna start mixing here too. So we'll be able to get way more Pepsi at any given time. Ah, fuck. Hang on. All right. Go ahead, buddy. Search me. Come on. Go ahead. What the hell? Oh my god. So it only opened the right-hand side. And I had to reverse to go there, so now it's like, no. And I can't get my van. That is stupid. That's a major game flaw right there. That's ridiculous. Like, let's try driving up to it again, but that is fucky. Is it gonna go down? Bro, that is so not cool. What the fuck? Oh, that is annoying. That is stupid early access shit right there. All right. Here we go. Okay, thank God. I just had to wait a bit for him to search me again. Make sure you're on the right side of the road when you're going through one of those with your vehicle. Otherwise, you know, it'll do that to you. Thank goodness we were able to make that happen. Anyway, I'm gonna take a little pit stop here and we're gonna start our laundering operations. Oh yeah, car wash. Now let's go get a shipment of coke and bring it to the warehouse. Hello, Plasma. Welcome, buddy. How are you doing? So what, you're saying Asmongold is live? Say what? I know.
And make the goat noise.
All right, let's grab some of this vanilla Coke over here. We're almost done mixing this batch. Anyway, let's get out of here. Yeah, we got a lot of coke that we're bringing over to the warehouse for mixing. Ugh. Do you want to be a millionaire? In real life? Fuck yeah. So that I can basically just like order as much pizza as I want. Essentially, like that's, you know, I'm not exactly an ambitious person, but man, I would get a lot of takeout if I was a millionaire. All right. Put the cocaine on the shelf. We're gonna need more storage for the rest of it. But that's, you know, easy enough. We'll put it right over here. Now, we're not gonna output, yeah, we're gonna put the lab oven output over here. I will need a couple more shelves, but that doesn't matter. All right, let's get everybody paid. Order... We did paracetamol and gasoline over at the, so what? Now we need, I think, horse semen and then kook. Let's just make sure. I'll double check the document. Paracetamol and gasoline and then kook followed by horse semen. That is correct. Kind of, I had the wrong order. So 160 coke over to the barn in loading dock 1. Followed by 160 horse semen at the barn in loading dock 2. All right. Now let's make sure everybody's paid up and ready to work. I may as well just fully fill all their boxes. I don't really see a reason not to. I can just set it and forget it for a while, you know? All right. Well, they're getting at it. Let's go do our deals. Oh, shit. Oh, God. I am so sorry. Walk it off.
Oh, sourdough starter.
Yes. We're being chased by the po-po. All right, we're good. We have enough for all of our deals now. We're gonna try swapping Donna out for, I guess, Ludwig, because Donna's deals get fucked all the time. She's inconsistent. Like, I can't charge her the same for the meth as the other customers, so let's get out there and get these deals done. We're gonna toke up so it's nice and fast. All right, we're now in the time freeze, so I have to wrap up these deals quickly. All right, 3 more deals. Statue in West Park, brown apartment block, and barber shop. We'll do the barber shop first. Oh, fuck yeah, I love doing that. Springboarding. The mega jump. I don't always manage to pull it off. Like, sometimes it's hard to pull off, but when I do, it feels great. All right, let's go to sleep. Block boss, level 5, eh? I'm gonna go restock the shelves at the bungalow. We already have vast surplus quantities of product there. I just need to move it basically from one shelf to the other. They're doing fine on wages. Yeah, right here. Yeah, this ain't so bad. Oh, wrong shelf. That one. Alright, temporarily, let's deposit this stuff. I need my full inventory to expedite this process. Alright, middle shelf. Done. And outer shelf. Done. We're restocked here, ready for more. That load needs to get emptied before I can order more horse semen. But honestly, meth is kind of like it's a beside the point type of thing. We can just, you know, we can put off a little bit of production of the meth. It's okay. I mean, we're killing it, you know? You want to buy an entire brick of this shit? Yo, no way. $1,700 deal selling them a brick of fool's gold. Dean we sold to last night. He ain't open for a deal. Now, let me see here. Every Suburbia customer is fully addicted and fully loyal. There's no missing links in that chain. None at all. All right. We're gonna get another 160 baggies delivered here to the storage unit from Oscar's General Store. Deep dish pizza is pretty dope, yeah. One thing I find myself wondering is it possible to have a deep dish with a stuffed crust?
I was literally just typing up something along the same lines that you love stuffed crust.
Yeah, like I'm really wondering if that's possible. All right, let's just help our guys to empty the trucks real quick. There we go. And we're off. Taking Billy Kimba to the races. Oh, okay. We're gonna get a fuck ton of grow supplies stockpiled here so that I don't have to worry about it for a very, very long time. Oh yeah. So, let's... Do we need deliveries? Do I have the van? No, I don't. So yeah, we're getting deliveries of fertilizer here. It's 10 per stack. I want at least 2 shelves of fertilizer. I want 2 shelves of fertilizer, 2 shelves of seeds, and then 1 shelf of soil. We're gonna go out there to buy the seeds. Rather spend cash on that, right? But the fertilizer's easy. So, 160 fertilizer. You know what? No, we'll go get the van. We'll do this right. Yeah, because if I get a delivery of shit, then it's just gonna disrupt the flow of, like, mixing ingredient deliveries, you know? I do this once, just like at the bungalow, and I can forget about it for weeks. Possibly longer, so... Take those. Trunk is empty. Let's stop at Hank's Hardware. Or I could do the seeds right now. It depends on where Salvador wants to meet. Under the West Bridge. Oh, what a fuck. Alright, well, let's get it over with then. We're just getting 16 fucking stacks. I'll get more than... I'll fill my inventory to the brim with as much as we can carry. Because... we not only have to fill up the reserve shelves, but we have to fill up the actual source shelves for the botanists. We're just gonna get rid of that 3 fertilizer. We just spent a lot of money. So let's see if this guy can... oh god, he's even worse than Donna. No. Yeah, shitty customers, man. Shitty customers here. I just want them to be in a perimeter around the... I want the customers I visit to be in a good, healthy perimeter around the motel. So I guess I'm gonna have to go with, like... maybe Charles from the West Bank, and we'll assign Ludwig to her. Whoever the fuck that was. Yeah, Brad. Brad the her, that's right. Oh, wow. Something happened to Charles. Anyway, I only have until 8 p.m. That's when this guy closes, so I have to be quick about stocking these shelves and coming back here. The sun's already setting. Peggy Myers. What? Did you have a really stinky fart? It's the beans, isn't it?
No, I just took off my socks and my feet are stinky.
Oh.
I'm not farting as much as I thought I would be.
That means it's trapped inside you. Can't get out. Yeah.
Enjoyment.
All right. Okay, let's be fucking quick about this. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, presumably. Yeah. This one shelf right here. Just for the sake of it. 8, 16. So I need 20 stacks of fertilizer. Let's hurry the fuck up. We're running out of time. We still have 3 hours. Like, we have enough time to get it done. We're just gonna reverse as far as we can. All right. It's bad enough that I have to put this on the debit, but it is at least good that I, hang on. It is at least good that I saved myself the debit costs for the seeds. All right, we're good. And then maybe I need like 6 more. Oh wow, I never noticed before that I can actually right-click to go back in the phone's interface. I was always pressing escape to go back to the previous screen, but you can actually just right-click. Left-click to confirm your input and right-click to go back. There we fucking go. So, how close is this to being done? Not close enough for the next delivery. I'll bet the warehouse is done, though. Because I think we had the warehouse going before this, didn't we? Let's just order it. The next step. The next step is paracetamol, 160. So the docks warehouse and loading dock 1, followed by gasoline. To the docks warehouse and loading dock 2. All right. I've had fried cheese. It's basically a giant brick of a mozzarella stick that they sell in Czech Republic, and it's fucking amazing.
Oh, it's not mozzarella. It's a type of cheese called Edam.
Edam. Well, I had it, but then I ate them.
Wow. That's a good pun.
Yeah. It's the kind of pun only an English speaker would know.
Yes. Well, I mean, that is what puns are. Only English speaking
Yeah. All right, let's take a look. Oh, fuck, what's going on here? Why no Mixie? What are you doing? Oh, shit. Well, I ordered the next batch of supplies way too fucking early, it seems. Well, god fucking damn. That's shitty. We're behind. Like mega fucking behind. Are you stuck? What are you doing? Get the fuck out of here, woman. What's wrong with you? You limp fucking noodle. Go home. Alright, I don't know. She's broken. There she goes. It's like a 50s household. You hit her once, you don't have to hit her twice. Alright, let's go. That delivery gets here in 3 fucking hours. I might have to unassign their deliveries until it's time. Yeah, we'll have to do that. So, we're just gonna remove the loading dock emptying tasks. And then we have time to catch up. I clearly had like a throughput error there. And we're gonna stockpile supplies here the same way that we did elsewhere. Ah, the mixing grind. He finally made it. Yeah. This is my life now. This is just what I do. This is home now. Anyway, let's go do our deals real quick. Alright, we're gonna park down here by Dan's Hardware, and we're gonna get, you know, fertilizer and seeds for the other grow op tomorrow morning. Oh shit. Oh, I left my cocaine elsewhere. All right, well, we're just gonna offer everybody meth and hope that they accept. Yeah. When in doubt, scam them out. What's really funny is that they're asking me for coke for $1,200 and I'm giving them the meth. There's no possibility of failing that trade. And what's really interesting is that I'm getting more money for the meth than I would if they wanted the meth. I'm getting an 8-step cocaine mix price for a 1-step meth product. Like normally the best I can get for a jar of this meth is like 800 bucks, right? 800 plus the curfew bonus. But when they have a deal for coke with me, I can sell them this product instead. and they'll pay the same price and there's no possibility of failure. That's really weird to me. It must be because I'm giving them so much extra. Like, I'm giving them 5 meth instead of 1 coke, so in their minds at sea, no chance of failure. I'm providing more items than required for the Pepsi price. That's insane. Anyway, we'll go to sleep to keep the workers doing their thing. Although, you know what? Let's just go back there. I'm pretty sure I have shelves over there. I have beds over there. I'm gonna go over there, grab the shelves. All right. Yeah, I need these shelves here so that I can stock up on extra grow supplies. We don't need that many extra grow supplies, though. How do I want these? You know what? We'll just do it like this. Yeah. All right. Now that there's no more cocaine on the shelf, I can load this up. Can't fully unload the gasoline yet, though. There could be an even greater exploit with that. Yeah, there just might be. I mean, fuck. That's amazing. Like, I want to try giving them a jar of weed now. You're just charging them $1,500 for a jar of OG Kush? Like, yes, please. All right, we finally caught up. Active deliveries, paracetamol at the docks warehouse. Right, that's this. Now, we're gonna go to the barn, and I'm gonna grab the truck, and we're gonna fill it up with, I need 16 fertilizer and 16 coke seed stacks. I guess I'll go check out the barn first, because it might be time to do a delivery there. There is gonna eventually come a time where we have dealt with the backlog of surplus excess cocaine that we produced, where it won't be so crazy. Alright, so let's get deliveries now. I need 160 batteries to the barn in loading dock 1. And then I need 160 mega beans to the barn in loading dock 2. Done. And then we have to just move this coke to that shelf. And then we'll be able to start another baseline mix here. So we'll actually be using up all of the surplus here. All right. Laundering operations continue. Let's go get the van. We parked it in front of Dan's Hardware. We will fill that baby with 16 stacks of fertilizer. Hey, buddy, want to buy something? Right on. I have a 100% chance of selling George a jar, which is nice. Okay. Greg Figgle. You are a Figgle mistress, my lad. Alright, let's go. My dealers are making good money. Like, for this stage of the game, we haven't even unlocked the Uptown customers yet, but I'm clearing like 50 grand a day, I think. Like, they're bringing in 30K a day, I believe. I'm not 100% certain, but like, I think so. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, okay, hang on. We got a clog. It'll be nice to finally have this clog fixed and have everything working again. So that's mix step 3. Okay. We put the mix step 3 right there with the gas and mix step 2 on this shelf, and then boom. Clear. Everything is okay there now. So let's go visit Salvador. Arrange a meetup. Salvador. Where are you? Mayor's house. Nice. It's not like the West Bridge or some shit. Oh, thank God there's not a traffic stop here. I could probably conceal the... No, I couldn't. I have so many fucking stacks of coke. Like, maybe I could successfully conceal it, but it'd be pretty touch and go there for a while. All right. 80 coke seeds. And another 80. We are well stocked now. We're not going to have to do that again for quite a long time. I'm just going to make sure I have another shelf of soil there and then we're good. The soil lasts fucking ages, dude. I never run out of soil. Like... Alright, you take care for now, Pan. Thank you for chilling. Hell yeah, I hope you have a good night and a wonderful sleep, and I hope to see you tomorrow for even more fun. Peace out.
Okay.
Alright, mix step 2 is all... The clog is completely done now. It's completely done. Everything should work just fine from this point forward. We fixed the problem. Yeah.
Back from the...
Yeah.
And then all the arm second when all the submissions are sent in. And then they will...
Okay.
Oh god. A long time to wait.
Yeah. Alright, it turned out that I never assigned an output for the cauldron. But that's okay, because honestly, we had quite a backlog to deal with anyway. And I'm pretty much alright with it. Yeah. So now we'll start dealing with that backlog. Now we just let things work as they're supposed to work. No further input required, other than me just getting a delivery once in a while. At this point, I'm gonna be looking for things to do. Like, we're gonna get pretty bored, but we had a lot of fun getting here, and I learned so much. I mean, the Fool's Gold, I loved living that dream out. Like, I loved it. I had a lot of fucking fun with Fool's Gold, you know what I mean? Where's the other guy? Shit. Okay, hang on. I think I have to go over here. On the left-hand side of the road, because the other cop isn't present. Oh shit, how much coke do I have in my trunk? Hang on. Nothing in my trunk, officer. That's funny that you can just take that shit out like that. And it raised the wrong fucking side. God damn it! Okay, so it's always the right side of the road. It's always gonna be the right side of the road, even if there's no cop on the right side of the road. That's important information, which I wish I had before, but... All units. Hurry up. Search me! Oh, shit. Alright, search my vehicle. I got nothing to hide. Call me Dr. Jekyll, because I got nothing to hide. I don't know. Offer a jar of weed with no mix? I could try. All right. The last of the beans and batteries have arrived. All right. Where's the mixing? What the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you working? There's nothing for you to do, eh? I strongly, strongly disagree with that claim. Oh, we have this guy assigned to both ingredients. That's smart, because he's already here anyway. What's up, Zanko?
You're lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love you. Sugar tits.
Yeah.
Fucking sugar tits. Okay, so this guy moves the coke over there, and this guy moves the mixing ingredients. That's how I set it up. One thing I can say about my previous playthroughs, I leveled up a lot faster because I didn't use my dealers in the previous playthroughs. This time, I pretty much kept the dealers up the whole time, right? I am curious to see how much money I'll make when the dealers only have 8-step cocaine in their inventory. You know what I mean? And by now, we might actually be able to keep up with that demand. It may be totally possible, right? I'm curious to see. And the thing is, it is a lot less work. I don't struggle to find time to leave so that I can do my deals anymore. I'm no longer struggling to find the time. We always have the time. I literally just have to do deliveries, and then the workers do everything else. They unload the deliveries onto the shelves. They do the mixes. I'm literally just checking cash boxes at the foot of the bed and placing deliveries with my phone. And that's what I wanted to achieve. That's what I was hoping I could figure out, you know? That's weird. The cops just vanished. All right. Anyway, it's occurred to me that I need more jars of fool's gold. I wonder if they'll accept the cocaine for that. I'm not sure. Either way, let's prepare more jars of fool's gold for now. Still got plenty of jars. So you. Yeah. We're gonna change it to this storage rack right there with the jars. And now she will put jars onto that packing station instead of baggies. And then this is our only job. We just put that there. And now she's gonna make a shitload of jarred product. Just like that. Nothing to it. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's toke up. We'll be able to really fly through these deals we gotta do. So you're making 65K-ish? Is that when you have dealers active, or are you doing all the selling yourself? I suppose I probably asked what it's like when you have your dealers only selling 8-step coke, right? So you're letting me know that it's like 65K-ish? That's not too good. I'd imagine... I wonder if you could break 120K per day by selling it yourself. Like, running around all day, selling people dime bags, and also accepting phone calls for the 8-step mix. You'd need quite a supply, but I don't know. I wonder what the best way to make money is. All right. Deals are done. See, that didn't take long at all. Okay, we made 50K today. And I'm now an underlord. Let's make sure that this chick has a little bit of money in her box so that she produces more jars of product. I think she produces 32 jars when she's done. Like, that's how much jars you get from 8 stacks of meth. Oh, shit. Oh, no, I forgot to... I definitely didn't set this up right. I didn't even have an output destination the whole time. That's funny, dude. Like, yeah, I royally fucked this up. There was so much stuff that I just didn't do proper, you know? That's funny shit. That is funny fucking shit. Yeah, we are still a ways off from unlocking Uptown. The only way I could get there faster is if I removed my dealers from the equation and just did all of it myself. Because you get double the experience for any deals that you personally make. But then the game gets, you know, there's... The problem I find with Schedule 1 is that it's either one type of boring or another once you get far enough in the game, right? You're either going to spend every single day running around slinging product to people, or you're going to spend every day filling up shelves, checking on things, and ordering deliveries. At least I finally have this working properly now. All right, we got more Pepsi coming in. I suppose the only way that it would be bearable is if you literally spent an entire in-game day stocking shelves, and then you were able to spend a couple days running around dealing because you had so many shelves of product pre-prepared, right? Like, I'd imagine that's how it would have to be. Now, we need motor oil to the barn and loading dock 1. And then we need kook to the barn and loading dock 2. Like, and when I say you'd need, so basically this is my idea, right? This is something I've never tested, but you have a massive grow op at the barn. Massive. I mean, massive. You know how I use the bungalow for my 8-step mix? Bad idea, because you don't have enough room for enough shelves. So what you do is you have a massive grow op, nothing but plants, botanists, and handlers here, right? Well, I guess you'd need a couple chemists, but as many plants as you can possibly produce in the barn, right? It's all just growing plants and maybe also manufacturing the coke itself, right? But I feel like if you do a mixing operation, just mixing at the warehouse, then you can have so many fucking shelves of each ingredient, right? And you can have it so that handlers take from one shelf and move stuff to another shelf. So you could have 5 shelves with each ingredient step, you know? Like 40 stacks of each ingredient. And then you could have it so the handlers take stuff from this shelf and move it to that shelf when that shelf is empty, and so on and so forth, right? So what you could do is you could just grow coca leaves, premium coca leaves at the barn, and then you take all those coca leaves to the bungalow to be processed into coke, cooked by chemists there, and then you take all of that cooked cocaine over to the warehouse to then be mixed. And all you'd have to do is deliveries of product once in a while, but most of what you'd be doing is you'd have one really busy day where you're taking your van back and forth, doing trips from the gas station to the warehouse, right? Bringing all of those mixing ingredients there. God. Oh, God. If you wanted 40 stacks, oh, Jesus. You know what? It would have to be divisible by 16. So let's say 32 stacks, right? You do 4 large shelves of each ingredient. So in total, you'd have to do 32. Oh, God, wait. So if you need 4 large shelves, and you can fill that up with 2 trips with the van, and you have 8 steps in the mix, then, so basically 2 trips per step. Right? So it would be 16 trips. You'd have to do 16 trips to the gas station, loading up shelves. But then that might give you a couple days, maybe 2 or 3, possibly more, where you don't have to fill things up again. Right? And during that time, you're just running the streets, slinging as much product as you can. I mean, it's possible. It might be possible. I don't fucking know. But let's bring this cocaine. There's a process where you don't need shelves. You use 3.5 shelves for 16 mixers, 4 handlers, 4 chemists. Can't keep up on the deliveries. Exactly what you do. All right, let's grab the van. We have to bring all of that Pepsi here. All right, so we have baseline cocaine here, ready for the next steps. And we have 8 stacks of Pepsi, which I think I'm going to convert into bricks. Hang on. Yeah, I have a brick press back at the... yeah. Indeed. Indeed we do. So, the deliveries are incoming. They're going to get those emptied. Yeah, I don't need to help with that. We have them for that anyway. But wait. Wait. Now that I think about it, that's a massive bottleneck in my time. I remember there's one guy who puts Coke on the shelf. Or one guy who moves the Coke to the mixer, and then another guy who... oh, never mind. Never mind. So they're both assigned to a different loading dock. Okay, never mind. No bottleneck. They're gonna get the vans unloaded probably by nightfall. And then I can order more deliveries for the warehouse. All right, launder more cash. Alright, it's just gonna take me like a 7-point turn to get out of here. Alright, so give a dealer a brick of 8 step and you'll be getting 20k when you pick up. Roughly. Yeah, well, the price is set to $9.99 and then the dealers also take a 20% cut. So they would take 1/5 of it. So you'd get like 16k, right? All right, where is our brick press? It's right there. We need it. Okay, so you, we're gonna unassign her from that packing station and assign her instead to the brick press. And then yeah, right there. Large storage rack to that. And then output right there. And that last one's just for jars and baggies, so that doesn't really matter. I guess a lot of it would depend on how fast they can move a brick, right? Like, does it take your dealer 3 days to move a single brick? Anthony? I honestly think right now the fastest way to get 10 mil is to not even sell the product. What you want to do is stockpile the product. Just create as much expensive product as you can and stockpile it. Buy another van, fill it up, buy another van, fill it up. I ended up getting 3 mil in like a few episodes, if I recall correctly. Like once, you know, when we started trying to do that. So maybe I might try this idea of mine to use like the barn for growing and the warehouse for mixing. And I'll try to make it so we're just stockpiling product. All right, we'll see you in a little bit, Recoil. Okay. Yes. We could close it. What?
I'll bundle up.
Okay.
Obviously opened it 'cause
Well, that was a while ago. We got plenty. Okay. I am doing quite well, Lynx. How are you doing? Yeah. So, how much does it cost to actually... Here, let me check something. Okay, so I have to spend 7 grand on the mixing supplies, but every time we do that, we increase the value of a $150 piece of cocaine to basically $1,000, right? So the returns on the mixing are quite high, and yeah, I think the easiest way to get 10 mil is probably just right now through stockpiling the drug instead of selling it. Because I think my net worth was going up by like 70K per day when I was stockpiling the coke. It was fucking tedious, though. It was so mind-numbingly tedious. There's no easy way to get the achievement magnate, that's for damn sure. West Warehouse Wharf. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to call it for the day. Yeah.
Ready? And I just said that you mind later.
I'm sorry about that, Lynx. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, well, last night, Zuzi and I went to sleep at like, God, I got off the stream at 11:30 and it felt like we had no time to just unwind in bed, eat food, chill, watch videos. So I want to make sure that I go to bed at a decent time tonight. Yeah. And tomorrow, guys, we get to have episode 2 of Hardcore Pal World, which is something I've never achieved before. Right? So tomorrow's a big day. Very big day in that regard. And honestly, I'm sure that I'm just going to want to restart Schedule 1 at some point in the next few days. I'm sure of it, right? I don't know if I'll do the permadeath, perma-arrest thing. I kind of like it. Like, I do enjoy fearing cops, but I also really enjoy leveling up fast. And when you just kill every cop you see, you level up fast. But I do think I'd like to continue playing the game in the way where you fear cops. It just makes sense, right?
You sure you don't want to go for another?
I am sure, baby. I want to get off early tonight so we can chill. See you later, Anthony. You take care for now, buddy. And Lynx, you can watch me work tomorrow, buddy. I hope that you show up a little earlier. Chop Slap, you too. It's good to see you guys. It is good to see you. It's 3 or 4 days to move a brick of coke. That's brutal. Yeah, that's rough. So it would take a long fucking time. Yeah, you're probably best off just trying to stockpile it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, just stockpiling. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I probably won't try to get Magnate until there's more updates to the automation. Anyway, take care, rock on, and peace out, everybody. Thank you for chilling today, and I hope to see some of you tomorrow for more chilling. Have a good night and a wonderful sleep.